What's up everybody, this is Night Viper, and as promised, this is your fast fact video on how to build lineups in the last fortress. That way you can share it with your alliance so everybody's on the same page. So if you're interested in that, stick around, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and let's jump into it. Alright guys, so lineup building. To find your lineup, click on the APC on your roof, hit lineup, these are your heroes. You have 5 spots, these are the front row, this is the back row, and these are the 4 cars that you can have. Each car can have different lineups in it. We're going to start with lineup number 1. When you first start, you're only going to have 2 heroes in it. You have to unlock the other 3 heroes, and you do that in your research. If you go to your lab, click research, go to lineup boosts, you have to finish all of these trees. Each tree is another APC. You get to the end and you unlock all 5 heroes. Right, so now you know how to unlock all 5 heroes. We need to know how to unlock all 4 cars. To do that, you have to unlock their garages, and their garages are right here. You have APC 1, then you have 2, 3, and 4. To unlock 2 and 3, you need to buy blueprints in the trade center up here. You get those unlocked when your fortress reaches level 6 and then level 12. So for garage 2 is level 6, garage 3 is level 12. Garage 4, you need to get your VIP level to at least 10. At 10, it'll unlock that 4th car for you. We got the heroes and the cars. Now we need to talk about troop count. In each car, you can have 500 troops. You can actually go even over that if you do some research. But you don't start out that way. What you have to do is you need to level up your garages. I'll go to one that still needs to be leveled up. And I'm going to go to the exclamation point, and you'll see once you reach level 20, for your fortress, you can have your 100 soldiers in the car. That's how you're going to get to that 500 mark. If you want to go over the 500 mark, the research that you're going to be doing is under power up, attack and defense, master level, all the way at the end. You have soldier rally. This is going to make it so you can have additional soldiers in your cars. More importantly than having more troops in the cars, having stronger troops in the car. So you need to increase your troops level to make them stronger. You do that by going to a gym. You have your defenders, commandos, and archers. Click on a gym, hit level up, and the exclamation point. It'll show you every couple levels you're going to be increasing the level of your troop all the way up to getting T10 soldiers at level 30 fortress. That's what you want to get to because that is a massive jump in power. Now all of these soldiers are actually predestined to be with these specific heroes, and I want to show you. So you have Hatex, he is archers. If you have a tank, they're going to be a defender. And some of the other damage dealers, they're going to have commandos, which is this one right here. So there are 3 different types of soldiers. They go specifically with these heroes, and the stronger the soldier, the more damage you're going to do. All right, next we're going to talk about Solari heroes. These are your Solari heroes. They just work in your fortress, and they all have skills that when you upgrade that particular skill, you're going to get a buff from it. So it can be HP bonuses, damage bonuses, whatever. These are the heroes that you need, and these are the skills you need to upgrade as much as you can. Level 5 is the highest, and it's going to unlock these buffs for you. While we're talking about skills, let's go into the hero skills that you have. So this is Casino. These are his skills. These skills get unlocked as you ascend the quality of a hero. So when they are just a green shard, you're going to have the first one unlocked. You have purple, orange, red, gold. That's how these get unlocked. You need to increase the quality of the hero. You do that in your satellite nexus right here. Hit ascend. And this is where you're going to ascend them. You can click on them. You can add people in to ascend them. Hit the exclamation point and go to common hero, and it'll tell you what you need. If it's a silhouette, you can put any hero of the same faction there. If it's the same face, it has to be that specific hero to level them up. And you want to get them to Mystic 3-star because that's the highest they can go. While we're here, let's go over stats for a second. When you click on any hero, they have stats here. You have strength, intelligence, agility, vitality, and luck. Look at the first 2. This is going to tell you what type of hero you have. If the number is higher on strength, they're a strength hero. Intelligent, they're an intelligent hero. If it's higher in strength, they do weapon damage. If it's higher in intelligent, they do tack damage. This is going to tell you what type of gear you need with the hero. Click on this. This is your hero gear. And he is a strength hero, so he's going to be using strength gear. You need to match those up. That way it's actually boosting the stat that he's going to be using for his damage. Finish out the stats. Your agility reduces the damage that's taken. Your vitality is your hero's health, and luck is the initiative. Basically, if your luck is higher, you get to strike first, and that's twofold. If my luck is higher than you, I get to strike you first, but also you can order your heroes by their luck level on who's going to attack first versus last. Now that's important when we start going over how to stack hero skills and get the most damage. Now these 2 other stats, agility and vitality, is actually what sets the tone for seasons 0 through 4, because there are heroes that specifically target low agility or low vitality, like Kelly for example. Her 5th skill attacks low agility. So if you have somebody on your team that has lower agility, most of the time damage dealers do, she's going to attack them. They're going to kill the damage dealers, and damage dealers die. You lose the fight because tanks can't do much. So now that you have an understanding of what the stats are and what the skills are for heroes, I want to show you what the default targeting would be if they didn't use any of their skills whatsoever. It would look like this. You have your positions 1, 3, and 4. They're all going to hit position 1 on their side. Then you have your 2 and 5 are going to hit position 2. This is the default. Basically, everybody is going to attack your tanks, and the damage dealers aren't going to get hit at all until these guys die. And then everybody will start targeting these guys. So, season 0 through season 4, Watchers are dangerous because of what they target with their skills. Laurel hits 3 back row enemies. She's going to take out the back row, which is where your damage dealers are. Kelly hits the lowest AGI. That's typically going to be a damage dealer because tanks have high AGI so that they can take a lot of damage. Another hero on the Watchers is Galande. He is the only hero that's going to be targeting the lowest remaining HP. So he's dangerous if you set it up properly. You want to set it up with luck so that Kelly and Laurel hit first and then he comes in behind and hits somebody. The reason you want to do that is because if he kills the person he hits, he gets to hit again. So he gets 2 special hits basically instead of 1. And if you set him up with Death Gear, he's going to be able to have additional 20% damage after defeating that first enemy. So the second enemy is getting hit and he's getting hit with 20% more damage. That's why luck's important on setting your people up, and that's why the Watchers are dangerous because of who they have. Now, they're not the only ones that have people with skills that hit back row. You have Marlin here. She hits 2 random back row enemies. Blanche hits back row enemy, and hers is a really big hit. You have Rebecca, who targets low AGI as well. So there's other heroes that do this. I made a spreadsheet. Check it out on my Discord, and it's going to show you everything that we just talked about. It'll tell you the type of hero it is, who they're targeting, what their gadgets do. I try to put as much in this as I could so you guys can see who you have. That way you can put together the best lineup with who you currently have, and then you can work towards those meta lineups as you recruit. So in season 0 through 4, how do you combat this? You can either make it so your tanks are a lower level, because the lower the level, the lower the stats, and the lower the AGI, which means they're going to have lower AGI than your damage dealers, so they'll be taking the damage first. Or you can remove their middle gear. These 2 in the middle here, you can keep them down all the way at level 0, or just remove them entirely, because that's where you're going to be seeing the AGI at. Then Season 5 drops and Haytex and Victoria come out. Now, these 2 use completely different strategies with their lineups, but let's go over Haytex first. He attacks 3 random heroes, but he attacks them with an insane amount of damage. So now your damage dealers aren't safe anywhere on the board. So we have to change our strategy. For one, we can get highest luck possible because that's going to make it so we attack before he does. 2, you want to do mass damage because you don't know where the damage dealer is going to be. You got to get everybody and do mass damage as much as possible, and you're going to achieve that by stacking hero skills. And to show you what I mean by that, I'm going to use this as an example. Now, it's not the best lineup in the world, but everybody contributes in a little bit of a different way, so you can get an idea on how you can start stacking different heroes together. So, battle dynamic, you want to fill up the focus bar to use the skills. The person at spot 1 is going to be hitting and taking hits, both fill up the focus bar. Put super core on somebody. That's going to make it so they also get that first place, filled up that focus bar a lot faster. It's going to look like this. Once it gets filled up all the way, you're good. And first place is going to fill up before the rest of them. That's what it's going to look like. So he's going to shoot off first. The reason I put Ricardo here is because of what his skill does. He's going to link 3 enemies together, chain them together so that when one takes damage, they all take damage. Now, if his skill went off after everybody, it wouldn't benefit anyone. So we need him to go off first. So I put him in the first place. Plus he's a tank. He could take a little bit more punishment. Then you have Koba. I have her in the super core, and that'll make it so Ricardo goes off first. She hits all of the enemies. So she's a mass damage dealer, but honestly, she doesn't really even do that much damage at all. Her main feature, the reason why I have her here, is because of her last skill. The Flaming Feast skill that she has makes them grievously wounded, and they take 100% more sustained damage for 2 rounds. Now, if you pair that with her gadget, she gets an additional 4 rounds of burning damage. So sustained damage is burning damage. And who does burning damage? Benson. So Benson is going to take people, and he's going to light them on fire. And it's all of the enemies he's lighting on fire. And she also tagged all of the enemies, so they're 100% more damage on the fire he's lighting them on. And that's supposed to last 2 rounds, but because of his gadget, it's up to 5 rounds that he's able to do it. And on top of that, he's giving the Minutemen an 8% damage bonus, which is going to be boosting up Haytex. And Haytex is going to hit 3 random people. We don't know who it's going to be, but those people get marked, and they stay marked for 3 rounds. So whenever anybody hits them, whenever they get attacked, he shoots a bullet at the target, dealing an additional 250% damage that was caused by bullet rain in the first place. So he's constantly shooting missiles over there and blowing everybody up. Mass damage, especially when his skill gets triggered. He could take out the entire back line if he has those guys targeted. Now, you have Mira. Mira, a little bit different. Now, she is a healer and a tank. She's a really good tank. She heals your people. But you're stacking her for this reason right here. Basically, whoever has the highest attack on your side, they're getting an 8% damage bonus. And on top of hers, you're also getting that same 8% bonus damage for all of the Minutemen from him. If that ends up being the same person, like Haytex, then you're going to get 16% more damage on his, mixed in with him doing additional burning damage. She's tagged everybody. He's tagged people for 3 rounds. He's linked guys together. They're doing tons of damage here, and that is how you're going to be stacking these skills. The last one I want to go over is the Victoria lineup. It's because she gets her damage boost completely different from everybody that I just said. What she gets is whenever a hero uses a shield, she also gets a shield, and the more shields she has, the more damage she's going to be doing. So it's a totally different setup. You want to set her up with people and gear that are going to be boosting her shields, like Alpha Bless can boost her shield. You can also have heal gear boost her shield as well. And you want to set her up with people like Harmon, who has multiple skills, where he has his first skill that has 2 different shields. His fourth skill has an additional shield, and on top of that, his gadget has a shield. So you got a bunch of shields put together. I put him in heal gear because I didn't have any more Alpha Blast, and that's boosting it another 30% for his shield. And you can do that with all kinds of different heroes, like Roland, Penny, Park. So get anybody that you currently have to use the shields and put them together with Victoria to boost her damage. And again, if you guys do want a detailed explanation on everything that I talked about here and more information on how to save your lineups or how to save your gear presets, check out the longer video. Link is in the description. It goes over that in detail. So hopefully this helps you guys out. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.